and I'm happy to welcome you to today's lesson. Today I want to inform you that we are starting something that is involving, which I believe is fundamental to future lessons and topics that we are going to do in managerial economics. Today we are going to talk about unconstrained and constrained optimization. Now, you should understand that firms aim at maximizing their operations, and this actually happens subject to constraints. Now, what are constraints? A constraint is a limitation or an impeding factor, something that reduces your effort is what we refer to as constraints. And firms aim at optimizing the operations subject to constraints. Okay. The optimization problem faced by organization can either be constrained or unconstrained optimization. So we are saying that the optimization problems faced by organization can either be constrained, which means it can have challenges, or can be unconstrained, which means can go without challenges. Okay. Therefore, in this lesson or in this unity, we will be able to achieve the following. Number one, we'll be able to define unconstrained optimization and constrained optimization correctly. Number two, we'll be able to calculate optimal price and quantity collect. Number three, we'll be able to calculate maximum profit correctly. Number four, we'll be able to solve constrained optimization problems using substitution method, that is simultaneous substitution method. And lastly, we'll be able to solve constrained optimization problem using Lagrange multiplier methods. Thank you very much. Once more, let the journey start. The question is what is unconstrained optimization? Okay. Now, I earlier on defined what constraints are or constraints are. Constraints are a limitation to your objectives. The limitation to your objectives is what we call constraints. What is actually impeding you from achieving your objectives is what we call constraints. Now, when we talk about unconstrained optimization, what are we trying to talk about? Unconstrained optimization is actually optimizing an opportunity or resources without any limiting factor. This is optimizing an opportunity or resources without any limiting factor. Optimization process aims at assessing the process by which a firm makes output and price decision that will enable the maximization of profit. We are saying that optimization process aims at assessing the process by which a firm makes output. Now, output is what you want to produce, and price decisions that will enable the maximization of profit. Under unconstrained optimization, managers make decisions without regarding any constraints, whether internal or external. When we talk about unconstrained optimization, we are talking about a situation where managers make decisions without regarding any constraints, whether internal or external. Now, when we talk about internal constraints, we are talking about those impeding factors inside an organization that can make you fail to achieve your objectives. And when we talk about external constraints, we are talking about those impeding factors outside that will actually make you not to achieve. Now, we should understand that fame maximizes profit at a point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. For a firm to make profit, it must ensure that the marginal revenue is equal to the marginal cost. Now, I have highlighted this point in red because we'll be referring to this point most often even as we go in this course. Fame maximizes profit at a point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Okay. Let's take into consideration the example at hand. The question reads as follows. Picture the investment of Cynthia as the following total profit function. So a total profit function, TP, is equal to 144x minus 3x squared minus xy minus 2y squared plus 120y minus 35. We have been asked to calculate, number one, the level of output for each product at which the firm maximizes the profit. The first question is to calculate the level of output for each product at which the firm maximizes profit. And the second question, we have been asked to calculate the maximum profit. Now, considering the profit function given, we have two products in that function. The first product is X, and the second product is Y. And the question number one, is asking us to calculate the level of output for each product, that is product X and product Y, at which the firm will maximize profit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us now swing into action and actually calculate and perform the calculations to establish the output level for each product at which the firm will maximize profit. And secondly, we calculate the maximum profit. Let's get this on the other side. Okay, this is the example. Picture the investment of Cynthia as the following total profit function. Now, the total profit function is GP is equal to 144x minus 3x squared minus xy minus 2y squared plus 120y minus 35. Then we have been asked to calculate, number one, the level of output for each product at which the firm maximizes profit. Number two, the maximum profit. Remember, we are calculating this as unconstrained, no constraints. So we are going to take our total profit equation, which is equal to 144x minus 3x squared plus minus 2y or minus 3x minus xy plus 2y squared plus, this is minus, this is 2 minus 2y, that's the minus 2y squared, then plus 121, then minus 35. So that is our total profit function, 144x minus 3x squared minus xy minus 2y squared plus 120y minus 85. So what does it mean? We are going to differentiate this total profit function in terms of x, and then we differentiate it in terms of y. So it will be like the total profit is equal to, so we are just going to differentiate for x. When there is x, we put that. That's what we consider. So this one, 144. Remember that the power to that x is 1. So it will be 1 times 144, it will be 144. Then, here the power will be subtracted by 1. And meaning the power here will be 0 because 1 minus 1 is 0.
And any number to the power 0 is 0. So it means this number x, this letter x has disappeared. We are just remaining with 144. We go to negative 3x squared. The 2 will be multiplied by 3 and it's going to be 6. Then that 2 will subtract 1 and it will be x to the power 1. So 1x will remain. Then we go there, we say minus. Now here we are differentiating for x and x is to the power 1 minus 1. So x will go and we just remain with 1. So we have differentiated in terms of x. So it is dtp over dx. So the next thing we are going to say dtp over dy, which is going to be where now our target will now be where there is y. So the first one where there is y is this one. Remember y is equal to the power 1 minus 1. It means y will disappear. We just remain with negative x. Here it is 2y squared. So this 2 will be multiplied by 2 and it will be minus 4. Then this 2 there will lose 1 and it's going to be just for 1 plus. Here the power is 1. 1 times 120 is 120. Minus 1 there, the y will go, so it just remain 120. This one will not be involved. Why? Because it is a constant number. It's a prime number. Any prime number, when differentiated, is 0. So it will not be there. So after differentiating in terms of x and differentiating in terms of y, we have come up with 2 equations that we are going to solve simultaneously. And we are going to use elimination method. Okay. So I'll do this. I'll get the first one, which is negative 6. I'll rearrange this. Minus 1 plus 144. Why has that, where has plus 144 come from? This is a positive number. Okay. Then the second equation is negative x minus 4y plus 120. All this should be equal to 0. Okay. So we are going to eliminate one variable. Let's say we eliminate y. So what we are going to do is this. We are going to take one number. Let's say this number. We put it here for. We are going to multiply this 4 by everything here. It will be 4 times negative that. That will be negative 20 for x. 4 times that to be negative for y. 144 times 144 times 4, it should be plus 500 and 144 times 4 giving me 576, which is equal to 0. This equation down there will just remain the same, to be negative x minus 4y plus 120 is equal to 0. Now here we are going to eliminate one variable so that we solve for the other, and we are going to eliminate this y variable. So what are we going to do? We do this. I'll put a minus here so that this can cancel. So it will be negative 4y minus negative 4y. So negative times negative is positive. A positive and a negative cancel, so these will go. Then this negative 24x minus negative x. This and this will be a positive, and it will be subtracted from that, and it will be negative 23x. Already we have cancelled that. Plus 576 minus 120 is giving us 456. which is equal to 0. So now we are going to solve for x, meaning this 456 plus the equal sign, and it will be negative 23x is equal to this one plus the equal sign to be negative 456. We solve for x, we divide by negative 23. We solve for x, we divide by negative 23. And it will be, our x is going to be 456 divided by negative 456 divided by 23. It is giving us what? 456 divided by 23, negative 23, is giving us 19.83. So that is the value of our x. So what do we do next? We just take one of the equations, then where there is x, we substitute by 19.83. So I'll take this one, it doesn't have got big figures. So I'll say negative x minus 4ay plus 120 is equal to 0. So where there is x, I'll put that to be negative 19.83 minus 4y plus 120 is equal to 0. So what will happen is that I'll collect the like terms. So it will be like negative 19.83 plus 120 minus 4y is equal to 0. So if I do the mathematics, 19.83 plus 120 is giving me 117. 117 minus 4y, which is equal to 0. Here I'm going to solve for y. So I'll say negative 4y is equal to this 100.17 plus the equal sign. It will go the other side to be 100.17. That will be a negative. We solve for y divided by negative 4. So for y divided by negative 4. Then this will go. Our y will remain. Now 100.17 divided by negative 4. It's giving us what? 25.04. That is the value for y. That is the value for what? For y. Now we have solved. The value for x is that, and the value for y is that. So we can go on and answer now this question. We can also go on and answer the maximum profit. We have established a level of output that should be produced for product X and for product Y in order to maximize profit. So now we can calculate the maximum profit. So to calculate the maximum profit, we are going to take the same function equation, which will be GP is equal to 144x minus 3x squared minus xy minus 2y squared plus 121. Then we say minus x5. So what does it mean? Where there is x, we put the value for x. So it will be 144 multiplied by 19.83 minus 3 open brackets 19.83 to the power 2 minus, this one will be 19.83 multiplied by, what is our y? Our y is 25.04 plus 120 our y is 25.04 minus 85. So let's go on our calculator and do the computation. Our total profit will be, if you enter that or you do that on your calculator, our total profit will be 2,895. 2,895 point what? 2,895.09. So that is our total profit. So the level of output for X is 19.83. The level of output for Y is 25.04. And then we take these variables, and in our total profit function we have to substitute accordingly. Where there is X, we put 19.83. Where there is Y, we put 25.04. And after we do the computation, our total profit will be 2,895.09. Thank you very much. God bless you.